I am a practicing pediatrician at Bangalore, and today we are there to discuss how COVID infections affects children. Firstly, I would like to assert that whatever facts I am conveying here are the current guidelines for treatment of and management of children with COVID infections. As we all know, the COVID virus is changing with new mutant variants are emerging, and the guidelines may change because the virus starts behaving differently. Now, COVID is stimulating new research and development, and we are in the process of learning every day. Medical fraternity and scientists are leaving no stone unturned to control this COVID pandemic. What symptoms are there in children with COVID infections? Now, children can present with in five ways. First are asymptomatic, where the child is COVID positive but does not show any symptoms of COVID infections. Then we have the pre-symptomatic. In pre-symptomatic, the children do not show any signs and symptoms of COVID infection initially, but they are COVID positive, and in few days they start getting fever and other symptoms. Then the classical symptoms of COVID, having fever, cough, cold, headache, body ache, these are the classical symptoms. Now, children will present with atypical symptoms. In atypical symptoms, we can have, and especially in this second wave of COVID, we are seeing children with more atypical symptoms of COVID. So in this, we usually have COVID infection children presenting with GI symptoms. In about 5 to 10% of cases, these GI symptoms are there. Like we have stomach pain, vomiting, loose motions. Then we have skin manifestations. In 3 to 5% of cases, skin manifestations are there, like rashes on the skin, conjunctival congestion, which is making a red eye type of feature. Then some children present only with a severe headache. That is also a presenting symptom in children. Now, there is one variant known as the multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children, known as MIS-C. This syndrome in children is a peculiar, we are seeing in COVID infections. And this is a cause of worry for most doctors and also the parents, because the child may suddenly go into shock and he may have cardiac complications. So the most cause of worry is MIS-C. The current data, every 1,000 cases of COVID infections in children, one child is developing this MIS-C syndrome. And at present, we already have 1,000 children in our country who are suffering from this MIS-C. So these are the presentations in children. I would just like to continue with the good news that 95% of children fare well with COVID infection. The symptoms are very mild, especially if the child is less than 5 years of age. We have severe symptoms of COVID or complications of COVID. We are usually seeing in children with less than 1 year of age, or the child is more than 14 years. So we are seeing complications in teenagers. So we have to care for our teenagers also. But every child is important for us. Although the mortality rate in children is only 0.5%, but we have to save each and every child. So we should know about the warning signs and when the child has to be referred to a hospital or taken a proper medical care, even if at home, but take a proper medical care. So the important symptoms where you should worry is a breathing difficulty in a child, and there may be excessive vomiting. So if the child is not able to retain anything, the child may keep on vomiting and go into dehydration. So we should be very careful about vomiting. Extreme lethargy, or the child is very confused, distressed, is not waking up and lying down continuously, that also should raise an alarm whether the child is not keeping well and showing some complication. He may have pale and cold extremities, bluish color of the lips, grunting sound while breathing, and chest pain. So these things have to be kept in mind. Another thing is, if the child is showing very high fever in the initial days, usually we say when the child is getting fever with COVID, we say, okay, 3-4 days the child will have fever and it will subside. But if the child starts showing fever which is very high and causing a lot of chills and all, then we have to be little worried whether the child may have some problems later on. So this child has to be monitored. That doesn't mean that you go to the hospital immediately, but then this child has to be monitored properly. So proper time to time medical consultation should be taken. Another thing is biphasic fever. So biphasic fever means initially 4-5 days the child got fever, the fever settled down, and we are happy the child is doing okay. But the fever comes back in the second week. These child has to be properly monitored because they may have the complications of COVID. Another thing is pulse oximeter. When the oxygen saturation starts going below 94%, the child may be hypoxic and should be taken medical treatment. But we should remember, we are all focusing on pulse oximeter, but it's a little difficult, especially if the child is less than 5 years of age, to take a proper oximeter of the child. And sometimes the recording which you are noting may not be correct. I have got parents who have to rush in the hospital because the oximeter was showing very less. Although the child was happily playing, eating, fever was not there. So you have to take all this into consideration, speak to a doctor, and then only decide whether this hypoxia which is shown on the oximeter is a correct or a pseudo one. And now there are a lot of talks about the second wave is infecting the children more than the adults. So we are at present the data shows, yeah, in the second wave the children, around 12% of children are affected less than 20 years of age, while in the first wave only 0.5 children were affected. But these data may be because more adults got infected this time. So the children are also more getting affected because it's one adult get infected, there are children at home, he may transmit to 3-4 children. Adults usually protect themselves and the other adult wear a proper mask and then he gets protected. But children, once the adult get infected, usually they are getting infected. Another thing is like there were a lot of COVID norms were not followed, and there were a lot of public and social gatherings which caused children to get exposed to these COVID infections, as they are difficult to maintain the social distancing and masks and sanitizers in children, and they do get infected because they are in a habit of touching different things and putting it into the mouth and nose, and they get infected. So this, we are seeing a lot of infection this time in the children. Now, there are a lot of talks about the third wave and the children getting infected more in the third wave. These are predictions and only time will tell. As we know that COVID behaves, mutates and variants are there, we don't know. But yeah, looking at the current scenario and how the virus is behaving, we feel that the third wave will be there and the children will get affected more, because these in the third wave, they will be unvaccinated. Still, none of the vaccine is licensed to be given to children, so they will be unvaccinated. Another important thing is, many children are getting exposed to COVID now, right? Whether they have got symptoms or they have been asymptomatic and just got exposed to this COVID virus. So these children, the MIS-C syndrome, which I told earlier, this syndrome can manifest in these children, even if they have not shown any symptoms earlier. So we worry about these infections also. Plus, if the school opens, see, whenever the school opens, then there is a full chance of spreading of COVID, because it's very difficult for maintaining the COVID norms in the school, and the children are not vaccinated. The vaccines are still to be produced for children. So there is full chance that the third wave, when it comes, it may affect the children. Another point which I can discuss is how do we control the third wave of infections? Now, the third wave of infections, the best way is to vaccinate all the adults, because the children will get it through the adults. So we should vaccinate all the adults and avoid public and social gatherings as much as possible, especially for children. And government should also start preparing for beds and other things for children, because whatever infrastructure right now they have created to control this COVID infections, it is basically for adults. Children getting treated in those centers is little difficult. It is little difficult because the child cannot be left alone in a hospital or a center. So these will require more staff and more medical fraternity to treat the children. So right now we are already having a crutch of doctors and nurses. We have to be more prepared for treating children. And so how to protect kids from COVID? The best way to protect is maintaining the COVID norms. That is, avoid the public places or social gatherings. And if the child is big enough, usually above 5 years, although a 2-year plus can wear a mask, but above 5 years can wear it properly. Use mask, keep a distance for the child. See that if any other child, if having any slightest symptoms of cold, cough, fever, please don't send this child to play with other children, so that it will spread very fast to the other child. There is no medicines or other things like multivitamins and vitamin C which can protect. Don't be in a false belief that they can protect the children. It's just we do give them multivitamins just so that the child has a good ability to fight the infections, but it will never protect the child from getting an infections. So COVID norms has COVID guidelines of social distancing, mask and sanitizers, and avoid all types of public gatherings right now. How to protect kids from COVID? Supplements to boost immunity. I just covered it. You can take vitamin C, zinc, but these things will not prevent a COVID infections. I can tell you about that. And one more thing, vitamin C taken in excessive doses can cause side effects. Even zinc can cause side effects. So please do not endlessly take these multivitamins on the counter. Please consult a doctor. It should be taken only for 1 or 2 months. It cannot be taken continuously because it may land in side effects of vitamin C and zinc. Prevention of all kids age plus affected in second wave. They are recovered even before getting tested. Any precaution to take? Getting tested, any precaution to take? You have to watch them properly. Even if they have get it infected, keep this in mind. If you have had a COVID infection in your family, keep this in mind. So if the child gets infection in future, if any fever or any symptoms which are severe in future, please tell the doctor, yeah, the child had got COVID infection. So we'll keep it in mind and check the antibody levels and try to know whether any problem is there due to COVID or not. But you should remember that 90-95% will not have problem. But we have to keep in mind that 5-10% cases and be prepared for that. If neighbor get infected in an independent house, should we be worried about airborne and stop children playing within the compound of the house? If the neighbor has got infected and the neighbor is quarantined inside the house, then there's no problem in child playing outside the house, because you have to take care the other people who have got infected are not playing in their compound near your house and without mask. If the child is playing in your compound and the second door is infected, and if they are inside the house and not coming out the house, then it is fine because it's open air. So likelihood of getting infection is very less. At the most, you can use a small cloth mask on your face to play and see that he properly washes the hands and all when he comes back. Weather is changing and rains also started. You suggest any normal syrup for mild cough like symptoms or nose block? Yes, you can take any normal cough and cold syrups for nose block, like Allegra and Cetgine if the child is big. It will not affect anyway in the COVID, this thing. It can be a small weather change also, cough and cold. So only thing I would suggest that if you get cough and cold, since there is a pandemic, we have all the question mark whether this is COVID or not. So if there is there, then please be inside the house, see for 2-3 days how it behaves, and then whether you have to test or not. And another thing, if the child is having mild cough and cold, if any adult member in the family starts getting fever, then please get the COVID test done, because the child may be a mild symptoms and nothing will happen, but the adult may get fever. So look out for other people getting infections. Then it's better to get the COVID test done. MIC symptoms can get visible how many days after the kid exposed to the world? It can come immediately to next 3 to 4 months also it can come. So we have to keep a watch. If the child was infected with COVID, how long will the fatigue last and how long the child can start heavy exercise fitness? If all your parameters are normal, CRP and all was normal, then usually 6 weeks the child should be normal and do whatever activities. But home-based activities, they can do it if they are okay. Usually the child will do it. But yeah, 6 weeks or at least 4 weeks you should wait for doing any strenuous exercises. Please say if any syrup for boosting, that question is coming again and again. There is no syrup that can boost your immunity so that you don't get an infection. You can fight an infection while taking multivitamins to a certain extent, but that should not be continued as a long treatment, long intake, because it may cause side effects. Can they go in the play area? Children, right now I would suggest no, because pandemic right now it is in a community spread. How it will spread, where it will spread, you don't know. Let the cases come down and then we can see about the play area, because in a community spread which is at a high rate, we are reporting in Bangalore around I think in every city we are reporting 10,000 around cases, and this is the reported cases. I can 100% tell you each reported cases, there are 3 to 4 unreported cases. In fact, my patients also, one gets tested, other people are not getting, the lab is not giving late results. So all the 3-4 members, we are not getting tested because we know they are positive. So there are many. So whatever figures you're seeing, it is into 4 times you can do it. So considering that amount of spread in the community, it's better not to go out right now. What do we do? Infected cases, they cannot be in isolation. How adults can prevent them from getting the infection from kids? It's a difficult question. I know the child, if the child gets infected, the adult, they cannot be left alone. Adult ideally should wear a PPE kit, but I know it's very difficult to wear a PPE kit at home and take care of the child. But you can wear something which protects your face the maximum. You can wear N95 mask. If you're okay, wear a surgical mask inside, wear some specs, wear a shield, and take care of the child, because you have to take care of the child. And that's why I was telling, when the COVID infection may spread in children, it will be very difficult for us to handle, because along with the child, the other people will also start getting affected, because repeat infections are also there in COVID. Do mother who is feeding can take vitamin C and D tablets? Yeah, she can take vitamin C and D tablets. At what severity level of symptoms kids needs to be taken to the hospital? I have discussed about this, but I will repeat it again. There are certain signs and symptoms. If the child is having a lot of vomiting, he's not able to retain anything, any breathing difficulty, fever which is persistent more than 5 days, better to consult a doctor. And if they feel, then you can send it to the hospital. And because the blood test may be required if the fever is more than 5 days. If the fever is very high during initial day, too much chills is there, please also consult the doctor, because this child may go into more problems. Oximeter testing can be done if the readings are going below 94%. Child is severely lethargic. He doesn't want to wake up. He's lying down. His cold extremities. His bluish lips are bluish. His pale extremities are getting cold. These things, immediately go to the hospital. More of gastrointestinal symptom, lot of diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pain, child is lethargic, better to be at the hospital for this. Post COVID infection, should we get any kind of test done for the child and adults? If so, what test? Adults, yes, better do a routine health checkup after 2 months to know about your D dimers and ferritin LDH level. And children, if the initial phase was very long or something like that, then you can get it done. If it's a teenager, yeah, better, Rachna, you can do all the 2 months, after 2 months, all the tests, the routine tests, plus the D dimer and LDH level, so that we know everything has subsided, because COVID can cause thrombotic episodes in the later. And adults too, definitely, they have to do the complete checkup. Mother is infected, can she feed? Baby is 4-month-old, baby had fever, but now no fever. Coughs in the morning, then plays throughout the day. Should we test the baby also? If you have facility, easily you can test the baby. But since the mother had it, most likely the baby has COVID. Mother can feed the baby because breast milk doesn't transmit COVID infection. And 4 months old baby, we cannot leave the baby without breast milk. The mother should take all the precautions while feeding the baby. She should wear the mask properly, wear the face shield, and then feed the baby. And properly wash the breast and then feed the baby. So the mother has to take the all the precaution, preferably wash your face, breast, change your clothes, and then feed the baby. That will help. But if the baby is showing symptom, better to test the baby also. Is it necessary for children to wear double mask? I will not suggest. I think single mask is enough. They can wear a surgical mask. If the child is older, 5+, and if you are in a public place where you feel lot of people are there, then double mask is important. If the social distancing is there, a simple surgical mask is enough. Can child below 5 years have asymptomatic COVID? How to identify? Yes, the child can have asymptomatic COVID who is less than 5 years. But there is no need for testing everybody. If any adult member is positive and the child has come in contact with a COVID patient, then only get it tested. Otherwise, no need for any type of test. It is necessary for 4.5-year-old mask to wear double mask. I completed it. A surgical mask, if you are in crowded places, yeah, you can wear a double mask. We had some families affected due to COVID. We stopped letting kids out altogether. Emotionally, they feel locked. How to cope up with kids getting feel locked? Yeah, I understand that is a major difficulty we are facing for especially the child is between 1 to 3 years of age. They require social interaction. They require playing for their mental and social development and cognitive development at this stage. We have to manage it by, I can suggest, like if you have a known family where the children is, you know that they are fine, you can let the child play under your supervision. Second thing, we ourselves will become like kids and try to play with them and try to give them our time. I know people are working from home, they're busy, but at least 2 to 3 hours you have to devote the child for your children so that they can develop having a proper mental status. Remember the old days and play some games at home so that the child's mental status is well balanced. You have to become a child to cope up for this. How far long virus can travel in air if it's spread through air? Even inside home, we should be considering masking at home. It might enter the windows. See, outside in an open environment, the virus, the transmission is less. If both the people are without mask and they are outside, then the transmission is there. If both the people are with mask and it's outside, then the transmission is less. But still, there is possibility if you come in contact. But if you maintain a 2-meter distance, then the chances are less, and both are wearing the mask. In the indoor environment, if it's a closed environment, and even the virus can travel to in the whole house, it will travel. So it is like that. So if you want to wear mask inside the house, it depends on like how much if anybody is having, because it will be very difficult for you to wear all the time mask and all. So better if you're coming near the other person, or you feel that some person is having cough and cold, then immediately then everybody should wear the mask. The person who is having cough and cold, the other person will also wear it. Without having any symptom, just wearing mask inside the house, I don't think it is, it's very difficult, and it's very annoying also most of the time, how much you will wear this mask. And entering from the windows, till now we are not convinced whether it will enter the windows. It usually do not. That's why we see that people outside should wear masks who are going outside, so that it doesn't enter the window. How long? Which hospitals are now taking COVID pediatric cases nearby? If you are from Bangalore, yeah, Rainbow and I think Aster and there are a list of hospitals. They are taking COVID pediatric COVID cases. And as per right now, because the pediatric cases are still less, their availability of bed is also not a problem right now. We have infected people at home. Do we need to take any precaution measure, or home remedy is there? If we have infected people at home, do we need any precautionary measure? Yeah, we have to take this precautionary measure. If you have infected, the person who has been infected should be in a separate room. There should be facility there. There is a separate bathroom for him, so that he can use, he should be isolated from the entire family. That time the family should wear mask inside the house also. What are the Vijay Jagdish has asked me, what are the symptoms of COVID in infants less than 1 year of age? Usually they present with gastrointestinal symptoms, vomiting, loose motions, not feeding well, cough and cold also can be there, fever can be there, but usually this stomach infections are there, presents like a stomach infections. Smriti Mishra is asking, parents had COVID 1 month back, 4.5-year-old didn't show any symptoms. Any precaution need to be taken? Yeah, you have to see if the child gets fever in the future without unexplanatory fever, too much body ache and all, then you have to take in mind. As I discussed earlier also, like people who have had COVID infection, you should tell the doctor is treating, yeah, we had got COVID infection sometime. So if he feels, if there are signs and symptoms of any COVID related inflammatory disease, then they will test for that. Please suggest food. And Manjunath asking, hello doctor, please suggest for food and time durations. Normal healthy diet, should not consume too much of junk food. Lot of fluids helps in the, and warm things, hot things, not ice creams and other things. Cold things should be avoided. Take lot of hot food and drink a lot of water, and healthy vegetables and all sorts of food you can take. There is no restriction of non-veg food or egg, anything. You can take everything, and healthy diet you should follow. Can we get infected with parcel courier delivery? This surface or fomite infections in COVID, recently they are showing that is less chances of getting infection. But yeah, there is a one possibility. If the COVID, the person who had put the delivery, he has touched his nose sometime and then touched the courier parcel, and the virus may be on that parcel, and then you immediately touch that parcel and touch your face or something, then you can get an infection. But that is very less likely. So better, whenever you're opening the parcel and all, wear a mask, open the parcel, remove the things, and wash your hands properly, whatever things inside. So inside thing usually will not cause the infections. Bharani asks me, flu vaccine is due for 4.5-year-old. It is necessary to take vaccination immediately in COVID situation. You should take all the vaccines now, because at least whatever vaccines are available, you should not get those infections. One thing is, if you get that infection in this COVID scenario, you will have to go for testing, all this thing, then again you will have problems. Another point is, if you get COVID infection, your immunity becomes low, then these viruses and bacteria may attack you. and you can get the other pneumonias and other virus infection, complicate the COVID. Sometimes you get COVID and then you get a flu also. So this flu pneumonia, you will get it because your immunity is down. So that's why we tell, okay, take the vaccination. Since it's a very peak time right now, so you can wait for some time, but take as soon as possible. As now we are seeing mostly the cases are going to slow down the next 1 month, better to keep these vaccination ready, because right now children can't take the COVID vaccine. So please take this vaccination. Once the COVID vaccine is approved and we get some vaccine for children, then you can take that one also. Shweta Pavan Sinha, hi doctor, my husband was COVID positive about a month ago. Now how he is okay? Should I allow my son to interact with him? Reply please. Yeah, you can allow the son to interact with the father because it's almost 1 month, and there's no need for a second COVID test to rule out he's negative, because sometimes it comes positive because of the dead viruses which are lying in the nostril, and sometimes this virus RNA particle gets attached with our cells. So sometimes it comes positive. So the husband is perfectly fine. He's not showing any sign and symptoms. Almost 1 month. You can allow him to play with him. Raghav and Preeti, any long-term impact in children that we need to watch out? If the child get infections, we have lot of data regarding adults, but right now the child, whether any long-term effects are there, we don't have much data, because till now the infection rate was still high in adults only, and we have got lot of data about chronic complications in adults. Whether child will have any of these complications at present, we know about the inflammatory syndrome that can cause a cardiac complication and that can last for long. It will not get all right soon, and that is a antibody mediated response. So there is likelihood that there can be autoimmune diseases in children which can precipitate through COVID exposure to this COVID. So we are not in a position to tell you right now, but there is possibility the children may come with autoimmune diseases like diabetes and thyroid, but we can't confirm right now. If a kid has loose motion, do you suggest to get a COVID test done, or do you suggest anything else? If the kid has just a loose motion and he's happy, active, playing, there is no fever, you can give some medicines, small lactobacillus and zinc for the child. See for 1 or 2 days how the child behaves, and if there is more vomiting and other symptoms, then get the child tested. Or if any other member in the family starts getting fever, then please get the everybody get tested. Rachna says, will flu vaccine help children or protecting them from COVID? No, flu will never prevent COVID infections. In fact, our COVID vaccine is also not preventing in some cases. So we cannot say that flu is going to help in children to prevent COVID. Flu is taken because COVID infection decreases the immunity of the child, and that time there is a possibility that he may get flu. So the COVID get complicated by flu pneumonia. It may get complicated by pneumococcal pneumonia. So whatever vaccines we have, we should take it for these infections so that it doesn't get complicated. Abhishek Asthana tells me, doctor, can we eat outside food once in a while coming in a parcel, or should be avoided? You can, the COVID doesn't spread through food, and you can take the outside parcel. As I told you, outside parcel, just remove the parcel, remove wearing a mask, eat that food, and then eat it. Try to avoid the food that is come raw and eaten. That better to avoid it. Although reports are saying that there's very limited chance of getting infection, still to be 100% sure, avoid these things. But yeah, outside food, you can eat it. Sparker says, kindly suggest the basic medicine for cough, nose block, fever, vomiting, and diarrhea without COVID infections. I think you can, Sparker, you can send a message separately with the age and weight of your child. Then only I can suggest, because the weight, the medicines are dependent on the weight and age of the child. So I cannot send tell general medicine. Fever, yeah, everybody know paracetamol should be at home. Vomiting, ondansetron or Remset Ondem can be at home. Diarrhea, some lactobacillus, but individual dosing is required. What medicines or supplements should be continued to give children after recovering from COVID? Rachna, we can give multivitamins to the children for next 2 months, and then you can stop it. The multivitamin contains everything, Zincovid, Bivon, they are A to Z, they contain all the vital minerals and vitamins. You can give that to the child. Bharani says occasional stomach pain, redness in eye should be considered seriously. I think Bharani, you can discuss with your doctor. Yeah, there are some symptoms of stomach pain and redness. Both are the symptoms. If the child is having more loose motions, vomiting, if anybody in the family is also having symptoms, then please get it tested. 13-year, which symptoms are there? 13-year will manifest mostly symptoms like in adults: fever, cough, cold, headache. Children also present with the similar symptoms, but atypical also are there, like redness of eye, stomach pain, vomiting, and loose motions. Bhavna, the way when there is just cold and no other symptom, it is necessary to test. Wait for some days, give some cold medicine, give steam, see how it is. If any other family member is also getting cough, cold, fever, then get it tested. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the session. This